guys, my name is Tessa Canzona and I'm a massage therapist and yoga teacher here in Austin, Texas. Today I'm going to be working on Karina's back, and we're just going to be focusing on how to relieve back pain through massage and also just through some tips that I can give you that will help. So with any massage, I start by warming up the soft tissue, and my favorite way to do that is just simple rocking. So I'm going to go ahead and just start to rock Karina a little bit, and you don't want to go super fast. You want to just go, at a nice pace. So I'll usually put my hand on her hip and just start to rock a little bit, and I'll work my way up her back. And this also just helps her be more present in her body where I'm touching. So I'm just gonna work my way down the leg like this and back up. And I'm gonna slow down a little bit. I'm going a little fast. And just warming everything up. And normally I would do this on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and just start to do some compressions. So I like to start in the piriformis right here. So I'll do just some small circles with my fist. And you want to be sure that your fist is, your wrist is nice and straight. You don't want to be hurting your wrist doing this. So just some small circles, and be aware of how you're standing. You want a somewhat wide stance when you're doing this. And I'm applying, medium pressure. And then I'm going to work my way up the spine, starting in that low lumbar area. And just working my way up the spine. And just getting into this muscle right along the spine. It's called the erector muscle. And just working my way up. And you might notice a little more tension in certain areas, and you can just press a little longer, noticing some tension in this upper part of that muscle. And you can work your way into the rhomboid right in here, just pressing. And you're going to go ahead and shift your hand so that you're pressing with the outer part of your hand, the heel of your hand, just getting into that scapula area and the upper trap. And so I'm using the heel of my hand here all the way through the end of my pinky finger, just working my way around those muscles in there, that levator scapula. Spending a little extra time here. And once everything is warmed up, you can go ahead and just get ready with this oil. So I'm going to go ahead and get into effleurage. So effleurage is a great way to just start relaxing the muscles, relieve the tension, and just going nice and slow, going down, and ending with that piriformis right down here, and coming back up. And you can apply a little more pressure when you're bringing your hands up and down, working your way around that scapula, upper trap. And this time going into the neck. This is a good time to move the hair a little bit and just coming into that upper trap a little bit. And just once again, really paying attention to the muscles and how everything feels. So just pressing the heel of the palm as you work your way down. And if someone has low back stiffness, you're obviously going to want to spend more time down here. So I might just pause a little bit, focus on that a little bit more. And coming back up and coming into the neck. And you want to bring your fingers all the way up to the base of the neck. And then you can start to form just a soft fist. And you're going to bring your hands down just along that spine. And you can move your hands out just slightly and back up. And I'm going to spend a little bit more time in the neck, just really warming up these neck muscles. So just walking my fingers down, bringing them up and back in. And I'm going to go ahead and swing around to the side. So I'm just going to take a few steps, and you're going to place your forearm along that erector spine and really press, just nice even pressure, moving up the spine and breathing. And just nice even pressure all the way around the upper trap and scapula. And this is a good time to encourage your client just to have good posture. A lot of back stiffness and back pain is poor posture and just bad habits as far as that goes. So really just learning to keep those shoulders back and that chest open. And also, when we're stressed, going through something difficult, we can tend to cave our chest in. So really just reminding your client and yourself to stay a little more open. And as a massage therapist, to keep your chest open, you want a wider stance. So especially when you're doing more detailed work. And you can begin to, you're a little more familiar with what's going on with Karina. So you can begin to do a little more trigger point where you've noticed areas of tension. So in the scapula, you can just press a little bit in that area of tension and hold for about 10 seconds. And you can take that moment to just breathe, remind your client to breathe. And you can work your way into the upper trap a little more, do the same thing. And notice your body as you put that pressure in there. And just breathe. And I'm going to do that one more time. There's a little bit of tension in there, so just pressing and breathing. And you definitely don't want to overwork that area, so I'm just going to give her a break from that deeper work. Yeah, so posture is definitely something to focus on if you have a lot of upper back tightness in particular. And I would encourage you to watch our yoga videos, because stretching out the legs in particular is really helpful for low back pain. And if we had more time, I would definitely work on Karina's legs, because legs are very connected to back pain. And I'm going to start to just get a little more detailed in this upper back. So I'm just going to bring my hands underneath, and they're touching her clavicle, that bone in the front of the body. And you don't have to keep your fingertips there, it's just a reference point. And go ahead and take a moment, just be aware of how you're feeling, be aware of your stance, and go ahead and begin to press just right in there in that upper trap. You're definitely going to feel some tension, and just bringing the thumbs down and around and just applying nice even pressure all the way down into that levator scapula. And you can do that a few times. So the upper trap muscle is right by the scapula. So if you feel right along the shoulder blade, that's the scapula muscle. And the upper trap muscle is right by that. So you can just press on that upper trap and all the way down. And be careful that you're not feeling pain in your thumbs. If you do feel pain, you can even take a few steps back and straighten out your thumbs a little bit. That helps to just create more space. And just going down, and you can begin to work your way into that scapula. So we worked on the upper trap. And just getting into that scapula a little bit, nice even pressure. And all the way around. And you'll begin to notice if one side is a little more tight. And you can just start pressing wherever you feel that tightness. And you can just bring your thumbs together. So you're actually going to pull your thumbs away from each other. And just stretching out that muscle fiber in there. Really getting into that scapula, that upper trap a little bit. And really just giving that muscle a chance to stretch and release. And I'm feeling a little bit of tension here. Just moving my thumbs away from each other. Remember to breathe. And it always helps me to do this one more time before I move to the opposite side. So just helps me to be more aware of what's going on from side to side. So same thing. You're just going to bring your thumbs away from each other. And if you notice an area of tension, you can spend a little more time just stretching out that muscle fiber, really getting into that muscle, and remembering to breathe, really getting into that upper trap. And I like to compare from side to side and see what is going on after doing that. Definitely feels better. And once that's done, you can begin to get into that upper trap a little bit more. So first, I'm actually going to focus on the fascia, the connective tissue that runs along the spine. So a really simple way to stimulate that connective tissue is you want to start, you can start at any point really. I like to start at the very base of the spine. So it's going to be these two fingers, and you're just going to place one on each side of the spine. And you're going to start to move up and down. So you're just stimulating that connective tissue. And I wouldn't move too fast. Just find a pace that feels good. Stimulating that. And again, if someone has more stiffness in the upper back, spend a little more time here. And you're going to bring your fingers all the way up to the base of the skull. And if it helps you, you can put one hand on top And you can apply a little more pressure this way, just stimulating that connective tissue. And once that's done, you can place your thumbs again and be aware of your stance. And you're just going to press in a way that feels good. So just pressing and moving your body back just slightly, keeping those thumbs nice and straight, getting into that upper trap all the way into the neck. You can do that a few times. And if your thumbs are tired, I would go ahead and just intersperse this kind of work with some effleurage. So you might have to step back in a little. And it also gives your client a break from that more detailed work. And coming back in. I'm going to go ahead and do a little more detailed work on the lower part of the back. So again, with using your thumbs, you want to protect them. So you want to be moving your weight from your core through your body, through your thumbs. So if somebody has a lot of low back stiffness, part of that is tight hips and SI joint stuff. So the SI joint is right in here, and when that's really tight, it can be because the hips are really tight. So you will feel this spot. It's about 1.5 inches away from the spine on each side. And you're just going to press and really take your time with this. So for low back stiffness, you definitely want to open up the hips. You want to spend time every day if you can, stretching the hips. And once you've worked on that SI joint, you can get into the sacral area a little more. So it's the same spot, just like when I was working on that fascial tissue. I'm just gonna get into that lower part of the spine a little bit more. And you wanna go all the way to the bottom with your thumbs. So when you're pressing, you can even start to do just tiny circles and really just working that tissue right along the spine. And if you do a lot of sitting, this area can be surprisingly tight. So if you have a client that sits a lot, consider doing this. And this can actually affect the nervous system in a really positive way, can calm people down. So just pressing, and you want to go all the way to the base of the spine, right in there, and just applying nice even pressure. And just do that a few times. And it's even good to work on that fascial tissue a little more, just stimulating all the way from where you worked on up. And you can work your way all the way up, just moving your fingers along the spine. And this in itself is really good for the nervous system. Bring yourself all the way up. And I always combine that more detailed work with just a broader focus for my sake, to save my body, and also for my client. Just keeps it interesting. And after doing that more detailed work in the SI joint, I might spend a little bit more time just pressing, and that broader surface area can feel really good as I press with my whole fist instead of just my thumb. And really just getting that to release back up. And that is it for today. I just want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe down below. And if you'd like to get a massage from me, I work at Lifetime Spines Chiropractic in South Austin, and I would love to see you and work on you. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.